Yesterday, I decided to make a tweet about an increasingly popular playstyle that's just ruining Hypixel Skywars. Little did I know that it would turn into like the most polemic and controversial debate of the 21st century. When I originally tweeted it out, I expected not a single person to object to my opinion. And looking at the tweet analytics, barely anybody even did. Actually, most people, like 80%, 90%, seemed to agree with me about my tweet. So what did I tweet? Well, in the past year, a new strategy has developed in Skywars that involves taking kits with Depth Strider boots, such as Salmon in solo and teams, and Fisherman in Mega, and flooding, just absolutely drowning the entire map to annoy other players. Players who go the usual kits won't be able to fight these quote water striders as they're called, since they camp either above or below the map in these like vast lakes, oceans if you will. The first person to do this was /Crash Cup, who used the strategy in solo only. As far as I know, he's been doing this since 2018, if not earlier, but in the past year, and especially the past couple of months, more and more people have been doing it, and it's been growing into the biggest problem possible for this game mode, and I'll explain why in this video. So my tweet called for the removal of the Depth Strider enchantment in these kits, and I explained in great detail why it would be in Hypixel's best interest to make this change. I'll explain it more in this video, but that's basically the context on which I'm making it. I'm going to be, destroying the troglodytes who are objecting to my tweet with just clear-cut facts, and I'll be debunking all the arguments against my tweet. So before I get into the meat and potatoes of this video, let me just say 3 things clearly. I'm completely aware that me making this video could cause more people to use a strategy. In this case, I still win. If more people use a strat, then it'll be a bigger problem, and more people will comment on it. Streamers and YouTubers like Omicron, who's trying to beat every single Hypixel game, will find it nearly impossible to beat games like Mega if this strat goes out of hand. So in any case, the attention given does not matter since it'll only draw more eyes, including Hypixel staff, to the problem so that they can fix it. Number 2, I'm not going to show the names of any of the people in my tweets replies who are clearly trying to seek attention. So if you end up in this video, don't be hyped because of a tweet you made in support of water stratting. Just know that you aren't gaining any attention from it, and you're just being laughed at by possibly thousands of people. Number 3, I know that there's a huge chance that Hypixel is not going to look into it. I don't mind. I'm making this push against this playstyle because it is becoming increasingly annoying. I believe that I'm talking about it right now before it starts becoming an actual major problem, and I've already seen it. I've already seen a concerning trend with like the explosive growth of water stratting in the past 2 months, with people even doing it in ranked Skywars by like going in 1.16 where they can swim faster. It's just weird. Okay, so first, why is this a problem? Well, to be clear, my emphasis is on Mega Skywars. In solo and teams, this really is not too much of a problem, but if more and more people continue to use a strategy, it will be one. First of all, the nature of water stratting makes it impossible for non to play. I myself have a custom-built gaming computer with an i7 and a GTX 1080, and going near large pools of flowing water still lags my PC and makes the game almost unplayable. It also causes server lag and lags out replays if you're trying to view them. Again, this depends on the size of the water pool made. First, let me address the opinions about water stratting in solo. Yes, it's not as big of a problem. Yes, it is possible to counter it by just completing the game fast and then killing the water strider before they make a large enough pool to camp. However, the vast majority of players in Skywars won't be able to do this. Someone outlined ways to counter these people in this video, but this is clearly flawed. In the video, there's only a couple of small streams of water, so it doesn't represent the real situation. Usually, there's a lot of streams of water, all surrounded next to each other, so it's impossible to knock down the salmoner/fisherman. Dropping TNT is a good way to create space so that you can hit them away, but mid does not always have TNT, and sometimes random people loot all of it. I personally do not pick it up when I rush mid, just like a lot of other grinders, so I would have to run all the way back to mid, try to find TNT from chests that are probably cleanly sweeped by nons. This extremely smart individual said to bow people. Well, bowing people in large water streams only knocks them upward. If you played a single minute of Minecraft, you would probably know that actually. Also, if you're talking about the bow doing damage, you shouldn't expect people to be like Hawkeye, landing every bow shot while a person's camping 50 blocks in the void. Also, Einstein over here said to place blocks to block off the water sources. Are you a f***ing moron? This person has 1,000 followers, by the way, listening to their wisdom. Alright, let's get into the main stuff. Mega Skywars, where water striders group up in teams of 5 and cover hundreds of blocks in water. Fun, right? Okay, so let's take the same arguments and some different ones that apply to Mega Skywars. Why can't you just kill them early on, before they create their water pools? So most mega maps are huge in size, so just locating the water striders is hard enough. Besides that, people are focused on fighting the people around them, so it's quite hard to avoid all the enemies around you and go around to target the water striders. Beyond that, all those people just stick together really closely, and Mega has a mechanic where there's an island refill after the first minute, so they can just end up getting full diamond and healing after the first minute and go down into the water with sufficient gear for the rest of the game. So killing them is rarely an option, and believe me, this is coming from a Skywars sweat like me with multiple win streak records, kill records, and over 2,000 wins in the game mode. Imagine how hard it will be for a casual player, or just those casual sweats who just log on to play the game every once in a while. You've clearly never been game ended before. What's the big deal with a game end? The guy who's telling me this, by the way, has these stats, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so this argument is just plain stupid, but I'll address it anyway. First of all, a mega game can go on for 15 minutes. So imagine that you're a player who got a bunch of kills or fought a bunch of sweats in super sweaty fights, and then look downward to just realize huge water streams at the bottom of the map. I know my heart sinks to my stomach when that happens. It's so annoying and tedious. Additionally, Mega only has one queue running at a time, meaning that you can't avoid players that water strat if they decide to play Mega. You have to deal with them every single game, and that's just really tiring. They often end up killing the queues, so you won't be able to play the game anymore. This is because many nons crash and they lag when water stratas flood the map, so the nons leave, making Mega lose players until it stops filling for the rest of the day. Alright, okay, so they've created the water. Why can't you just hit them out? Okay, so many people have said this now that it's starting to get a bit annoying. Let me just show you why myself and all my friends who have a combined total of like 300 stars still struggle to kill these water striders. Alright, so right now I'm in the replay where people are salmoning, and I'll just show you, everything that went on. Okay, well, skip a few, oh wow, so much water. Well, now the replay is actually lagging because of this water. That's how much of an effect they have. If I go backward, yep. It's all lagging. So yeah, they basically start doing this. They mainly make a bunch of water source blocks here, and no matter what, see, look, I'm over here trying to bow them, right? Even if I shoot them, that's a punch 2 bow, by the way. It does nothing because that's just how KB mechanics work. See, look, punch 2, just pushing them slightly back, does nothing. That's just me trying to use my bow. By the way, this game would have been a 5-minute game. Like, there's barely anyone left besides these people here salmoning. Dragons are here now, which is an added risk for us because dragons do more damage to us. Like, if we're shifting over the edge with the dragon behind us and it knocks us off, that's it, game over. Some of us here are pre-pearling and going in, just as people would have suggested. Throwing a pearl upward and then going down, and then doing that over and over again. The dragons take out some of the water source blocks, but it does nothing because the water just goes back. As you can see, keep pre-pearling. It's not possible to do anything here because if you pre-pearl and jump down, you're not able to go down far enough to actually fight them because you don't have Depth Strider. So you can't even go down and melee them either. And the way Minecraft works, if you're underneath a person, you get the first hit because your reach distance is lower. So like if you jump down, you're immediately like at a disadvantage with 3 people underneath you. They can all just hate you and keep killing you. So there's no option at all. You can't knock them out because the water doesn't allow you to. You can't bow them with even punch 2s. You can't jump down and do KB3 rod because that doesn't work either when you can't jump, like you can't make it down by the time your pearl lands back. So there's really no way to counter this, and it's really, really annoying. So yeah, I'm just making this video. Hopefully you get some attention, but it's just an overpowered and annoying strategy that should honestly not be in the game. It's just not how the game is played. If you like or agree with what I said, please leave a like and subscribe. It'll mean a lot to me, and yeah, see you guys.